Today we're taking a look at ShotLister for Mac and the new lens from Fuji. Welcome to Film Riot, the show that takes mystery out of the effects and techniques, going to some of your favorite Hollywood films. I'm your host, Ryan Conley. Recently, Fuji sent over their new Super 35 lens, which they just announced the other day, which is this beauty right here, the Fujinon MK 18 through 55mm zoom lens. They also announced their MK 50 through 135mm, but we didn't have that one on hand to test out. Now, out of the gate, I'm going to say that I was not paid to do this review. We were given a review unit to try out, and then we had to send it back. Okay. Now this one is an incredibly lightweight zoom lens. I was really surprised at how light it was at first, which is one of the best things about this. You aren't adding a ton of weight to your rig just to get those extra focal lengths. And it's a fully manual lens. On here you see 3 rings, which is the zoom, focus, and iris rings. And when you zoom, there's no telescoping, meaning there's no extension in the length of the lens like you get from others, like my 24 through 105L. This is really helpful if you ever have to get it on a rig that needs to be balanced. It's also nice and fast at t2.9 and is a parfocal lens, which means unlike most zoom lenses that we're used to now, this lens will hold focus all the way through your zoom. So you can snap in, set focus, and then snap back out. This is done by adjusting the back focus on the lens, which is something that's found in proper broadcast lenses and isn't really something that I've seen in a really long time. Now this is an E-mount lens, so to test it out, we grabbed a Sony FS7 from our friends at Lens Pro to Go. It's a solid camera at even more solid cost, which we did a full review on right here. But the quality of this lens is really impressive, and it's nice and sharp and 4K ready. The detail and colors are great, and it's nice and consistent all across the focal lengths. One thing that I really loved was the macro function. You can flip between macro or not just by spinning this ring on the back of the lens here. So if you need to get extra close, you just flip this guy and there you have it. So in this one lens, you have the focal lengths between 18mm and 50mm and macro capabilities. So it's pretty packed full of really useful features. But now let's take a quick look at a few shots we fired off around our office. And for those of you that always ask, the music there is from our new 80s music pack coming out this Monday to our store, link in the notes. I will say this is one of the best zoom lenses all around that I've used in a long time. I mean, granted, it doesn't hit the quality level of some of the big dogs like Canon Cinema zooms and above, but it comes really close and is full featured at $10,000 cheaper. So that's pretty crazy impressive. Of course, there are downsides like it's E-mount only. The price is still out of the super low budget range at $3,800, which I know a lot of you will gasp at that cost, but for those of you in the market for a pro level cinema zoom, you know how great that price is. If you want to know more about the lens, there are some other great articles written on it, which you can find in the notes below.
Sup, broski, and don't say the sky.
Trying to create a website.
Ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
Justin went missing. Ryan says he was stolen by an interdimensional space beast. So now he wants me to create a website to help find him.
Whoa, that's heavy.
It is. I just don't know where to start.
Domain.com.
Huh?
Yeah, they're the bee's knees, not actual bees. And if I were you, I'd use .com or .net. They're the 2 premier domain extensions, which means those are the ones that'll help you build your brand and expand your presence online the best.
Wow, that's perfect. Except, I don't have much money.
That's okay, Brooksies. You can just use the coupon code FilmRiot to get 25% off your order.
Wow, that's great. I'll get a domain name, web hosting, and email. Gotta be able to communicate with Ryan while he travels across time and space.
Wow. Sounds .complicated.
Logo. I've talked about ShotLister on the show a lot, but recently they've released their Mac OS app for their software, which makes me giddy because it makes creating a shot list about 1,000 times easier, so let's take a look. When you open the app, you get this screen with some helpful options, but we'll create a new project, then we will get our project window. Over here, we're gonna name the project, then over here we have our scenes and our shoot days. First thing we're gonna do is go into our scenes, click the plus to add a new scene, and start filling out the needed info, which will come from your script. For cast down here, you're gonna add numbers since you assign numbers to each of your cast members. The lead is usually number 1, and so on. Now we can click on that created scene and start adding in our shots. I can nickname it here, add a description, then put in what setup and camera it is, then mark here if I have VFX or special effects in the shot, select my shot size, my lens if I want to be that specific, and any special gear needed. But now that I have some scenes and shots done, I can come into my shoot days, add a day, set the date, and all the times that need to be set for that day, like call time, lunch, and wrap, and then start adding in my shots. Once they're all in, I can start arranging and setting how long each shot should take. So then I can finish building out my project here, then move to an iPad or iPhone for production, or just do it all on my laptop. Being able to do it across all these different devices was a much needed boost in the right direction that I've been waiting for. If you are interested in checking it out, it's on the App Store right now. But thanks to our friends at ShotLister, I have 3 free copies to give away. Just jump over to our Instagram. We posted a piece of film trivia. The first 3 people to follow us and answer correctly will get a free copy of this Mac OS version of the software. Logo. But that's it for today. Definitely check out ShotLister's Facebook page. They're giving away a MacBook Pro. Link in the notes for that. And thank you to Lens Pro for hooking us up with the camera. There's a coupon code if you want to rent from them, which you can also find in the notes below. And I'll see you next week when I lock what is basically a god in an interdimensional time loop.